Holy shit, people hate Travis Scott. Yeah, I mean, Travis Scott's Sicko Mode came on at the SZA show and the crowd started booing until the DJ changed it. What the fuck? Okay, let's watch this.
Chaos. Now, some 50,000 people attended this show on Friday night, and Houston police have now launched a criminal investigation. The first lawsuits have been filed against Travis Scott, Live Nation, and the concert promoter as well. Joining me now to talk more about this is New York Times Houston bureau chief David Goodman. David, the Times now reporting that Travis Scott got a warning ahead of time from the Houston police chief. Can you tell us about this?
3 months, yeah.
I'm confused. Did Travis Scott do anything wrong? The thing that he did wrong, he doesn't have like, okay. So one of the things that's really annoying on the internet is that like people always want to find one individual, a singular individual responsible for like the entirety of the problems. That is not the case when we're talking about a massive event like this. Travis Scott does have individual responsibility in the circumstance. He saw that people were in a chaotic situation. He even stopped the music, but then continued to do the rest of his set and played out his entire set. 8 minutes into his set, actually, well, we don't know if he was informed or not, but 8 minutes into his set, the police had declared this a mass casualty event. He continued for 40 more minutes. He brought Drake out and he finished out his fucking entire set. So the problem, though, is that at a certain point in his set, he stopped the music and allowed EMTs to get through. And the issue is that if you are stopping the fucking music, you're recognizing that people are like in a bad situation. You should stop it in its entirety. But he didn't fucking do that. But ultimately, if I were to say like who has more of the responsibility here, 1000%, I still believe, outside of Travis Scott's own personal individual responsibility, which I do think he has, the police, the fire marshals, and more importantly, Live Nation are more responsible for this event being mismanaged and also on top of that, not stopping than Travis Scott is, okay? And if you don't see that, I don't know what to tell you. Travis Scott is only responsible because he actually did see what the fuck was going on to a certain degree, maybe didn't understand the severity of it, but he certainly saw the situation was bad. Otherwise, he would have never stopped his set. He wouldn't have stopped singing, which he did, which implies that he recognizes that shit was popping off in the concert. But ultimately, the larger share of the responsibility still lays in the hands of the concert, the organizers, and the people that did not tell Travis Scott if they didn't tell him, okay? Because this percentage will change dramatically if we find out that like Live Nation asked whether or not Travis Scott should stop the music to Travis. Like if they fucking were in his ear and they were like, hey, this is a mass casualty event and you should probably stop it. Like people are dying or whatever. If they fucking said that to him and he kept singing, then he is insanely responsible. He doesn't have a say in the organization. No, that's not the point. The point is this is a fluid situation. It's dynamic. It's chaotic. When you're in a chaotic situation like that, the people that have more control over it is not the performer, but the people who are literally there to keep the crowd controlled and to stop the music if necessary. That's their job. Your job is literally to fucking be in Travis Scott's ear and tell him, stop right now. We're stopping the music. We got to fucking pump out like and evacuate the crowd safely. That's the point. He encouraged unsafe behavior from his fans in the past. Bad take, man. Dude. All that shit ultimately completely is fucking inconsequential. You're just doing that to like add seasoning. What matters in that situation is his assessment. Did he see that there was a situation that was chaotic, that was actually beyond the norm, and what he did? If he had never stopped the music, I would have been more inclined to defend him, actually. I would say, he doesn't fucking know. How would he have known? That's why he was singing. That was originally what I thought. But when I found out that he actually literally stopped the music to make room for the fucking EMTs and shit, and then continue to resume, that is way worse because that means he fucking recognizes that something bad was happening. Bad take, dude. Sorry. How is it not security and cops' fault? They're literally tasked with keeping people away. So why is Travis under investigation, not the security and cops who are paid to protect everyone? Seriously? What? They should be. Why are you saying bad take, dude? People, this is why I started off my argument with everyone wants 100% of the responsibility or 100% of the defense. And they never want to fucking see the many different parts at play here. That's why you fucking agree with me, but you're still like, bad take, bro. Okay, well, my take is the take that you're fucking mentioning as well. So what's up? Does that mean that like your own personal take is bad now? Is that what you're saying? Like 90% of the people that say bad take literally just repeat my take back in the chat. You put any blame on the rage culture Travis has created with his brand? No, that stuff is fucking silly as shit, dude. Shut up. What are you, fucking Nancy Reagan, dude? What the fuck is this? Like, there's like hella people in here that literally sound like, you know, Nancy Reagan and Hillary Clinton. Oh, what what do you think about the rage culture that Travis Scott has created? Like, what do you mean, dude? What music doesn't fucking play into rage culture? Like, there's plenty of fucking music that have exactly that same kind of energy, if not worse. And motherfuckers aren't dying at their concerts. Shut up. Jesus Christ. What are you, like 70 years old?
Travis Scott concerts. What's the history here?
The history is a pretty violent one. Back in 2017 here in New York, Travis Scott begged a fan to jump off a second-story balcony. That fan was luckily okay, but another fan says that he was pushed off and was ultimately paralyzed at that show. And despite that, Travis Scott talked to lyrics about how he needs to see injuries in the mosh pit. There's been other incidents in later years, in 2019, and so on. And you know, the warning signs on this one go way, way back, unfortunately.
One of the things apparently he said from the stage this time is, you know, he wanted to see the ground shake with the crowd there. I guess it depends on what he meant by that, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, things like that, I want to see the ground shake, all that, that's all fine as far as I'm concerned. But what did happen was, as a previous guest noted, is that...
Dude, people weren't fucking suffocating in the crowd because of rage culture or because they were moshing, okay? They were suffocating because of mismanagement, the fact that, like, that area was fucking overcrowded, no partitions in between, and also on top of that, like, the concert not stopping when people started dying. So, like, anyone who says, like, this is about rap music or this is because Travis Scott encourages his fans to do, like, crazy shit, like, shut the fuck up, dude. Jesus Christ. This doesn't mean that he's absolved, by the way, okay? I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying that Travis Scott is, like, completely fucking faultless here. I do think that he is at fault here for not stopping permanently or completely and finishing out his fucking set for 40 minutes after it was already declared a mass casualty event, okay? And the share of responsibility that Travis Scott has greatly changes depending on the key thing that we need to know here. How much information was relayed to him? Concerts are chaotic. Event organizers have the responsibility to relay information in real time to the performer. The performer only cares about fucking high as fuck on adrenaline and maybe even drugs, okay? Nothing wrong with that, by the way. But the performer in that situation only cares about the performance, okay? And nothing else. So the stage manager has every right or every responsibility, and the fucking event organizers have every responsibility to make sure that everyone is safe. And then also on top of that, when there is an unsafe situation, to stop the fucking music and to tell Travis Scott that he's the stop. And if they didn't do that, then his burden here falls greatly. He still has a responsibility there because he did see people in a state of disarray and continued to perform. So he is bad on that level for sure. He stopped. And then he continued, okay? But not as much as if he actually knew. If the stage managers in his ear were like, dude, we got to stop this music. Like, people are fucking dying. And he still continued. In which case, he's a gigantic piece of shit if that's what happened. And we don't know. We don't have access to this information yet. But if we find out that, like, when the cops came to Live Nation, the event organizers, and said, this is a mass casualty event, and Live Nation literally was like, yo, Travis Scott, you need to stop. People are fucking dying. And he did not stop. Then he is largely responsible, like incredibly responsible. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I feel like a lot of you don't understand how, like, the fucking concert venues work on the back end. And you're just, like, fucking throwing shit at a wall, seeing what sticks. Like, the production side has literally all the power on the planet to straight up stop the music in its entirety, okay? Turn on the fucking lights. Turn off the lights. They control everything. And people have done this in the past. They do it when it rains, bro. They do it when it fucking rains. Why do you think they couldn't do it if there is, like, a massive, a chaotic situation, like a mass casualty event? Come the fuck on. Now, there is a part of this where the police chief told the event producers to not stop the concert because of the inherent danger of riots from angry drunk fans. This is what I have read as well in a lot of the coverage. That's bullshit. In that situation, then, the police chief's own fucking ignorance is the reason why they didn't stop the event. And the Live Nation people should have fucking been like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. Don't worry. But they had a responsibility to their fucking benefactors. They wanted to keep going, most likely. Not only that, but also they have protocols for situations like this where they will not only turn off the lights, but there's like a pre-fucking taped security protocol, like a safety measure video that you can literally play at the touch of a button in many of these instances. Are you guys crazy? You think that, like, concert venues don't have this shit? You're out of your mind.
Crowd safety experts like me and others have seen this situation historically over decades, causing many deaths to young people in the front of the stage. One of the most dangerous areas for standing room. So you look at it and you say, first of all, the crowds are too dense. And you ask the question, who is monitoring the crowd and who is managing the crowd? And in this case, from what I can tell so far, what we know, nobody seems to have been doing either of those things. You realize you have to reduce density before people begin to get crushed. I mean, we've heard that security for Travis Scott has had a history, like most festivals, of pulling people out of the front of the stage. That tells you right there the crowd is dangerous. But they play Russian roulette, and on Friday, things went really badly. Then you have to say, how did they plan for this event? You plan properly. You have to know the crowd profile and the history of the artist. Not now. The people who plan, manage, and approve it should have known those.
I low-key think that it's the crowd profile that caused this in some ways. I think it's like the police being like, well, Travis Scott is unruly and his fans are unruly. They're black teenagers and white teenagers that are listening to the raging hippity hoppity music, and that's why they thought it would be a riot if they stopped it. And that kind of profiling is like low-key the reason why the cops were like, yeah, we shouldn't stop this event. And if they had just been like, fuck it, we should stop this event, I think that lives could have been saved. So you are saying it's the rage culture, interesting as on? No, dumbass. I'm saying that it's their idiotic interpretation of what fucking rage culture is. That's it. That's the point. The point is that they thought there is some shit thing as rage culture, and that's why we can't deal with these raging teenagers if they riot, if the music stops. Can you imagine if there's like a fucking fire or like some crazy shit happens? What do you think happens at concerts when a fire breaks out, dude? You think everyone just dies? They're like, sorry, we can't do anything. No, you still try to evacuate. You stop the fucking music and you try to evacuate. Nah, dog, they can't end the music. It would cause a riot. Yeah, that's really weird because Travis Scott ended the music multiple fucking times without a riot happening. So I don't know why you're saying that. Stop sending me fucking clips of artists stopping their own shows. Travis Scott has stopped his own fucking show in the past. So that's ridiculous.
In terms of that planning, Paul, are there any, I wasn't able to find much when I was looking, are there regulations, whether it's at a state level, whether it's a county or the venue, when you know you're going to have a massive number of people in essentially a standing area, right? And look, I love being in areas like that at a concert. But are there any sort of regulations, it doesn't seem there were, to space them out properly, to make sure there's only X number of people in this pen, X number of people in the pen behind it, and no way to jump those barriers?
Yes, they do. It's a great question. Yes, they do. And the primary area is the National Fire Protection Association 101 Life Safety Code. The NFPA is a group of approximately 70,000 fire officials and life safety officials. They develop a standard for the festival seating environments for this very type of environment in front of the stage, because it was recognized as so dangerous.
What a fucking disaster, dude.
In the standard. I served on the committee that helped create that standard. And what it says is there should not be festival seating until there's a life safety evaluation. Assume that's like a risk assessment. Can it be done safely? Density has to be kept under control.
But here's the part about this that we hadn't seen yet. First of all, Travis Scott and also Drake, which is pretty funny, is being sued. So, but the real funny thing about it, this chaotic situation that's otherwise incredibly fucking sad, is that obviously the internet is going to go internet. Okay. They're going to do interneting as much as they fucking can. And now the new generation is going through their own satanic panic. Now, why do I find that to be funny? Because, I love looking at maniacs on the internet, and I think that they're fucking brilliant and wonderfully creative in a very meaningful way. Suing Drake is one thing, but saying that this is actually Satan's work and that you should open your eyes, liberals, is something entirely separate. Here is one Twitter user by the name of Heaven who said, y'all don't see how modern day concerts imitate ancient religious rituals yet? Some of you go so hard for these celebrities and musicians and don't even realize you're worshiping false idols that profit financially and energetically off your devotion. I'm just gonna skip the fucking other stuff. Actually, no, I'm gonna read the next one. We just had a new moon in Scorpio. What do you mean? You just literally fucking said y'all are worshiping false idols and then went, we just had a new moon in Scorpio. And then you say you give them, you help them profit financially. If you're interested in more decoding and personal analysis specifically for you, book me for a consultation. Are you fucking kidding me? This entire Twitter thread is literally just saying, y'all love giving money to false idols. Give money to my false idols instead, dumbass. What the fuck? It didn't take you 32 seconds to fucking grift on your own? What is this bullshit? Or that is some straight up Scorpio behavior, okay? This is a Virgo. This is some Virgo shit, dude. And her fucking rising is Scorpio, bitch. I'm saying it, dude. Everyone's seen the Astroworld news from last night. I've been pointing out some of Travis's symbolism recently, so I looked deeper into the concert, and I'm not surprised at all with what I found. Other people have noticed some of the details, too. Apparently, at the end of his set, Master P warned everyone not to die tonight. Demonic artwork from Travis's Mafia song. True dystopia is here. When end arrives, it's really the beginning. Who knows what lies beneath the surface? Right after Master P finished performing, he said, "Don't die tonight, I remember. The true dystopia is here. Who knows what lies beneath the surface?" He's gonna call himself Bat Boy. Dystopia relates to this upcoming album, Utopia. The possible cover he posted shows a city on fire in the background. The concert posters show two eyes above an entrance, walkway, portal with arches. It says, "Open your eyes to a whole new universe and see you on the other side." Above was a phoenix bird on fire. Huge flames shooting out. Another eyeball watching him from behind. And Stargate portal without the keystone lit up. Yeah, dude. Occult shit and satanic imagery is like always going to be a part of art, dude. This is just like fun, cool art shit. Okay, people are doing this. Why are you taking this seriously, you fucking psycho? So I look up Stargates and I find sci-fi show called Stargate SG-1. You can choose your destination with a dial reminiscent of the keystone in the Freemason Arc. Oh my god. Oculus means eye in Latin. I covered how oculi are also potentially used to open portals. Like it devolved into like such fucking insane shit that like even his fan base is like, yeah, I lost the plot. 179 likes at this point. You know what I mean? Like, you were really spitting here, my boy, but you've lost the plot by like the 8th fucking Twitter thread. Like, TikTok is just like breaking people's brains, I think. It's actually sicko posting. Yeah, going sicko mode by fucking posting some of the most unhinged conspiracies. Awake yet? Their symbolism has been in front of you all along. Baal! Moloch! These are names for the same being, Satan. That's right. That's fucking right, dude. Moloch. Baal. Moloch. These are the names for the same being, Satan. That's right. Hold on.
Jinn, shout out to those waking up and sense something deeper inside. The Holy Spirit will be your guide. To all of those jumping to call this a conspiracy theory, grow up. You sound like a media parrot. This isn't QAnon crap. God and Satan are real. I cast demons out regularly. I welcome all the naysayers. And rather than engage in petty arguments, I encourage you to dig deeper and research for yourself. You don't have to believe in God or Satan to believe. There are those in an agenda who actually do. They openly celebrate, study, and see. I don't engage with conspiracy theories either. I don't believe in UFOs, reptilian bullshit, flat earther, or some letter of the alphabet LARPing as an intelligence insider. My field is physiology of religion, theology, and metaphysics. I can tell if you know your stuff or not. That said, I made this graphic to show you that this stuff isn't new. These ideas are not new. Whether Travis Scott even realizes it or not, he is under the influence of something much greater than him. Deny it if you want, but you can't tell me to. That's right. I've done my own research.
One of the funniest parts about this is that, like, they point to old instances of art, like artistic expression, and look at like new instances of artistic expression, and they fucking turn around and they go, look, it's the same. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, art is derivative. Unless you literally think that like when people in the past drew stuff, that was real. Like, what did you fucking, do you think that this is real? This is like a real thing? Or did this draw inspiration from this prior work of art? All you're showing here is that like art and imagination is overall very derivative. It works off of one another. Unless you literally think these are real images. And I think people think that like, yeah, back then they didn't have photographs, so they would just like photograph everything with their minds. They would draw things with their minds. And that was the same as a photo. Cave drawings. Get fucked, libtard. That's right.